Hey, what's going on everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Rising video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the things that I'm doing to prepare for Stella's release. Now that we actually have a confirmed release date and it's actually closer than we ever imagined, at only 2 days away, these are some of the things that you can do to get ready for her release. We'll talk about materials, weapons, artifacts, all of those so you can be ready to immediately start playing Stella in some of those higher end activities. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already. And the first thing that I actually want to mention has to do with the pity. And yes, you are going to be able to transfer the pity that you have currently on the win banner to the Estela banner. So you see here that I need 35 to actually get the guaranteed win. Well, I'm going to need 35 for whenever the Stella banner actually comes out. The limited banners are going to be sharing the pity, they are going to transfer, so don't worry, you won't get reset back to 60 with Stella. You will still be at whatever you're at currently. I had to mention this at the beginning because I have been getting a lot of questions, so hopefully that cleared that up for you guys. Now the very first thing before you even get to farm any artifacts for Stella is that you gotta make sure that you have enough materials to actually level her up. And they're gonna be these ones right here, the Burning Incandescent Sieve, the ones that you get from Legacy. You want to make sure that you have quite a bit of solar ones, since that's what you're gonna need to actually level up with Stella, especially to some of these higher levels like 16, 17, 18, whatever you're going to try to get her to, you're going to need quite a couple of these. And if you're planning on completely maxing out her abilities, then you're also going to need some incandescence clusters, which you can get from the Calamity Ups. This one only applies to the final 2 levels, 17 and 18, for those final upgrades. If you're only going to get her to around 16 and maybe not have enough materials to keep going, then it's not something that you need to worry about just right away, but eventually you won't need it. Now for the exotic weapons, you have two really good choices for Stella. You want to go with a primary, you have the Furious 3, that a lot of us are probably going to steal from poor Kabir, but it's going to work really well on her, especially with the increased rate of fire this weapon has. As you fire the weapon, it's going to work really well for building up those stacks on Stella, so we can actually make our illusions some higher levels. And if an exotic machine gun is more your thing, then the Gallows is going to be perfect. And you can get this one from the final encounter in Gauntlet Onslaught. This one's just overall a really good weapon that you can never go wrong with. And the last thing, and maybe most important thing you actually want to do once you secure the actual materials to level up Estela, is go to Singularity Chaos Solar and try to get some good artifacts, as well as get some of those solar fruits, since you're gonna need quite a these for both the weapon mastery and the artifact yielding. So you definitely want to make sure that you have enough solar fruits. And since you're already going to be doing some Singularity Chaos, let's actually talk about the artifacts that you can pre-farm so they're ready for whenever you do get Stella. Now Stella is essentially about 2 things: summons, as well as being able to get her abilities out very fast, being able to proc a lot of these mods that require signature abilities. The first option is going to be Nursery Impact, because you can get multiple summons out there with Stella, and the cooldown on the summons is very short, meaning that any multi-dimension summoning are going to be something that you're going to be able to abuse. And this one right here is going to give you a lot of survivability, because every time you do a summon, it gives you 7% health. And this one has no cooldown or anything like that, so every time that we summon, we're always constantly going to be healing. Another good one that's also about the summons is the Warding Pact. For every summon on the field, you gain stacking damage resistance. And this one can actually stack up to 3 times, which is perfect because Stella can have up to 3 summons out there. Like this one was essentially just made for her. And since you're always going to want to have more summons out there so they can keep doing damage, you're always going to be taking advantage of this, taking just less damage. And the damage resistance is actually pretty high, even at some of these lower levels. Like at level 2, it's almost 5% per stack, meaning that whenever you fully stack it, it's almost 15% decreased damage. And some of the higher levels, they really do get crazy, because it means that you're going to be taking like 33% decreased damage. So Warding Pact can also be really good. Both of the summoning ones here are very strong, so either of these are going to be really nice. Now for this second artifact, Siphoning Pact, seems like it's going to be a very good one. Whenever your summons assist on the final blow, you'll restore some max health. And because we're constantly going to be having them out there, just hitting enemies, doing damage, this seems like something that will happen very easily and give you a ridiculous amount of health back. And depending on the amount of healing we're actually getting with this one, the other healing one may not actually be necessary, and we can instead go for the damage resistance one, Warding of Pact. So I'm definitely very interested in testing out some of these combinations, just to see the amount of healing that we can really get with these two, and if one of them is just enough to be able to have some comfortable healing and survivability. Now let's get on to the actual offensive ones. For the very first one, the Rampage Impact is just so good for anybody that can actually use summons, because it's gonna grant you 11.55 damage bonus for 6 seconds. And again, because we're all about summoning, so we're constantly doing it, we're always gonna be proccing this artifact, just constantly getting that big damage increase to everything. This is not for just signature abilities or weapons, everything's gonna be increasing its damage by quite a bit. So we're really gonna be able to abuse this mod and just kind of get the most out of it. Now for this final artifact, we do have two different summon ones, but they mostly just increase the damage to our summons themselves instead of just all our abilities. So while these ones look okay, I don't think they're gonna be like the best one in this one. I actually can't be looking at, where is it? I literally just saw it, at Bellicose Planetissimo, because this is just so good. Every time they use a signature ability, we get increased weapon damage. And since we're going to be just constantly spamming this is going to be something that we're going to have for just a lot of time. It's very simple mode, you don't even have to think about it, as you're just spamming your abilities to get more summons and command them to attack a certain enemy, you're just always going to be increasing your weapon damage, allowing you to do more. And this, plus either our exotic pulse rifle or exotic machine gun, both of those that can output quite a bit of damage, is going to be very nice. And those are pretty much going to be the ones that I recommend that you go for, at least here before we actually get our hands on Stella. Once we actually get our hands on her, I'm going to actually start experimenting with some of the other ones, especially with some of these, to see if maybe the damage increase that we get with the summons, some of those high level summons, is actually worth it. Because this artifact system wasn't in either the alpha or beta, it was a rework, so we never even got to try any of those things with Stella. So those are some of the materials, weapons, and also artifacts that I'm going to be trying to either get or level up for whenever Stella actually arrives in just a couple of days. Good luck on getting some good artifacts if you guys are going to be going for them. And remember, be on the solar one. So if you do get some of those exotic mods to drop when you're doing this, they'll be solar and you'll be able to actually use them on Stella. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm very excited for Stella and I just cannot wait to actually get my hands on her and actually play her again. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone, and peace.